Fear anesthetizes us. It coerces us, inflicting control over the masses.
As we turn now to the vast network of immigration prisons in Texas, many of which are privately operated by for-profit corporations. As many as 100 people held at the Port Isabel Processing Center near Brownsville, Texas, have been on a hunger strike since last week to draw attention to alleged abuses in the facility and their extended detention without due process. Prisoners say their complaints to the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, or ICE, about lack of medical attention, denial of food, and other abuses have fallen on deaf ears. They began the hunger strike last Wednesday and are demanding to meet with Dora Chirino, the newly appointed special advisor on detention and removal for the Department of Homeland Security. Independent journalist Renee Feltz interviewed one of the hunger strikers, Rama Cardi, for the Texas Observer. Cardi was born to Haitian parents in the Democratic Republic of Congo 39 years ago today. He's lived in the United States for 38 and a half years and has been detained by ICE for over 13 months after serving a 2-year sentence for what he says was a wrongful drug conviction. Cardi described why people at the facility are refusing to eat.
The main reason is that the extended or prolonged detention that we're all subjected to is unconstitutional, it's unjust. Many of us shouldn't be here in the first place. We're held well past any reasonable time under the law, or just any reasonable time period. So many of us basically have legitimate reasons for doing this, and we're not stopping at this time. We're under the impression that they are looking to contain and control the situation so that Washington does not get involved, or actually the media doesn't start to cover the story more. The vast majority of us do not understand immigration law or constitutional law. We don't understand how significantly our rights are being violated, and so people end up getting deported. And also people end up giving up and signing out and letting themselves be deported because they cannot deal with being detained for 3, 4, 6, 10 months, 12 months through a very slow process, which is designed just for that, to actually get people to sign out. So people are signing out and also they're getting auto-deported because they're mandatorily detained. Previously, under the law, pretty much everyone was able to get a bond, and it's important to understand that this is a civil process. This is not a criminal process. Anybody who's done time prior to this, they actually are not doing time now. So to actually not give somebody a bond, a reasonable bond, is unconstitutional. It's a violation of our due process rights, and that's the major issue, is that people are not given an individualized determination for bond and mandatorily detained based upon certain alleged crimes.
That was the voice of Rama Cardi being held at the Port Isabel Processing Center near Brownsville, Texas, where up to 100 people have been on a hunger strike since last week. Today, the Southwest Workers Union and other community organizations begin a solidarity fast outside the center, demanding to be allowed in to monitor the condition of the striking prisoners.
Field Director Michael J. Pitts. Today, Wednesday, April 29, 2009, Southwest Workers Union and the community organizations, other community organizations, are fasting and had a rally of support for the detainees that are currently on hunger strike at Port Isabel Detention Center. We are declaring this one-day fast and demanding to be let into the facility to monitor the detainees on hunger strike. Most importantly, although all officials at the facility have denied the hunger strike to the public and the press, it is our understanding that detainees have been separated and isolated.
And utilize the technology that exists today, because the war that we will fight tomorrow will not be one with guns and bullets and bombs. It will be